So I'm gonna work on trying to get the motor started. Before I do, I want to change the fuel rails out. I got these. I was test fitting them on here. I had it for a long time. It never been used or anything. But I like this intake manifold. I'm gonna test fit it, see if if it stays under here. I'm gonna use it. If it comes up too high, I won't. But either way, I want to put those. I want to use those fuel rail or that fuel rail system. So I'm taking it apart. I just took off all of the injector plugs. I'm gonna lift it out of here, set that one in. If it looks like it's gonna be too much problem putting it in there, I'll stick with this one, but I'll put those fuel rails on it. But if it looks like it fits okay, I'll use this one and I'll put the other one together. This comes with a bunch of different brackets based on which injector you're using or which manifold you're using. So it looks a little high. So I'm gonna go with it. If it doesn't, it's not so high that I don't want to try it before I put the hood on. But if it turns out to be too tall, I'll just change it out. But I like this one better. I can't remember if I had it on and it was hitting the hood or not. I don't remember. Yes, I'm gonna go with that. But I'm gonna turn this fuel rail around and so I can have. Oh, I can just change the plugs out. Yeah. So I was gonna put that on this side because I want the. Let me show you. See how the plugs back here, because I want to bring the fuel rail around to meet it in the front. Because if I put it here, I'm gonna have to cut this, and I guess I can. No, I really don't want to cut this fuel rail again. So I'll turn it around, let the fuel rail come around here and tie into it. So I can cut it right here, put a 90 there, and tie it in. And that's gonna make no sense coming all the way to the front and going back, but yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna clean this up. put these on. I'm gonna take the plug out from the back. I'll take the plug out from this side, put it in here, and then my inlet will be in the front. All right, got it. Went to the truck intake manifold. Only thing happened negative was this fuel sensor, fuel pressure sensor. I have to put in get an extension. I mean, I guess I can. Yeah, it won't reach. Yeah, because before I had it on the other side. So I just got to get an extension, go from there, and run it under there. I got it topped off with just extra cool. Yeah. Got like 3 gallons, a little bit more. It was kind of thirsty. Yeah. So all I have left is to put the Holy power feed up to the battery. Got my Terminator computer. Damn, that's not. Look like. Yeah, it's under there. Good handheld. I plan to mount it up right here when it's all said and done. That's why I got this at the salvage yard. So I want to put a hole in my original one, just in case I change it around or don't want it there anymore. So I'll find a way to make it stay up here. Put some left-handed, it'll be easier for me to mess with it. Yeah, so I'm going to, I gotta figure out, I'm going to get ready to start trying to run the motor, but remember these are real loose. I don't like that. I want to prime it one time and see if any of the fuel line leaking. So this is what it's what it eventually gonna look like, hopefully. If this intake manifold isn't too tall. Otherwise, I'm going to go back to this one. See, this one doesn't have like a lot of ports for the vacuum. I can put the vacuum from my AC right here. The vacuum for the internal map bar sensor, I think it's called. So I gotta get a -8 ORB fitting by 6 a.m. to go in here and bring it around to this one. Or I might put a T in the middle. Plus I gotta figure a way to, I might just use a hose. That's the way I can run it under the intake manifold. I went through my AN filling graveyard. I don't have any RB that can fit in this fuel rail. So this one is just so I could mark it up. I was just marking it up. But I'm gonna go with this for now because I want to get it started. I already have. I'll bring the fans down, put the fan in another time. But I run the wire. This is the fan control harness from Current Performance. It ties into the Harley, I think it's called an IOS, input and output harness. This is where the fan or the computer triggers fan 1, fan 2 based on temperature or AC. So they go into this pigtail right here. Then I got the power line and the power for the fans. Then the fan of the ground. Then I have, it's, yeah. I get everything connected temporarily. This is this wire for my high-speed heater fan. Is that what they're called? AC heater fan. This I put on, this comes from I tie it directly into the ignition switch. I got a, see what's that, spare ignition switch. That's what that wire coming from. This came from my Speedway. Yeah, that was my Speedway wire harness kit. Then in here, that's the rest of the wires for the Terminator X. There's a few that have to go in for the brake pedal. There's a wire come off the transmission harness, goes into the brake pedal under there somewhere. Then the harness has a pink and white or red wire, white stripe that goes to that has to go to ignition switch wire also. And I tied it into what's going to be what's that shit called again? Forget the name of it. One of these things right here. I'm drawing a blank on the name. It's embarrassing. Yeah, it's tight. There's a wire that's meant to go straight to that. And I use that wire to tie into the computer. So that's all. And then I have the fuel line that I run straight to the fuel pump in the back. Damn, I can't remember the name of that shit. It'll come to me. So now I'm ready to crank it over. I got the oil, the water, put 5 gallons of fuel. Got the internal map bar sensor wire in. Distributor, that's what I was trying to remember. The line or the wire that was meant for the distributor inside the Speedway wiring harness is what I use to tie that's it right there. That's what I use to tie the harness for the Terminator X. I think they call it something. They call it a coil. It's called a coil, ignition coils, or something like that. So now that it's running, or start up anyway, I'm going to attempt to, put it in gear, make sure I can reverse it and go forward. And I will put it outside so I can clean it up a little bit and I can have room to spray these things and the fenders, the hood, and a piece that goes in the back. And just want to replace this. I gotta clean that up and clean that too. That's it for the engine startup.